Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to be showing you how I do my smoky eye. I know there's a lot of smoky eye looks. You can do any color actually in smoky, but to me a smoky eye, it's actually the black, gray and white, or black and white, either one of those. So I'm going to be teaching you how I create this smoky eye look. So before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also turn on that notification bell to get notified when I upload videos so you won't miss any videos that I upload. And also make sure at the end give it a thumbs up if you like this video. And please make sure you follow me on my social media. If you want to see how I create this look and this smoky eye, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to start by priming my face. So I've been using this Maybelline Master Prime primer, and this is the Blur and Smooth. And I also bought the redness control, so I think I'm going to be trying out this one just around this area right here, and then the rest on my face. But first I'm going to spray my face with the Smashbox primer water. So first I'm taking the green one, the redness control, and I just need like a little bit, just like this, and I'm going to be applying this around this area right here, mainly like on the T-zone, just because this is where I get more of my redness around here. And I'm just going to be grabbing a little bit of the Blur and Smooth one and just apply it on the rest of my skin, which is around here and then over here. So my skin is now prepped and primed. Now I'm going to be moving on to my eyes, since I like to do my eyes first when it's like a darker shade. So I'm going to just be applying my eyeshadow shields, which are these right here, and I'm just going to be placing these right here, and I'm going to be placing it kind of like in an angle way so I can create kind of like the cat eye look that I want. You can always move it around if you feel it's a little bit uncomfortable around the eye area. So now that I have that, I'm going to be priming my eyelids. I used to use the Tarte Shade Tape to prime my eye, but I've been really liking this Wet n Wild concealer, and this is in the shade light medium beige. So I'm going to be priming my eyes with this, and then I'm just going to blend it with a Morphe M173 brush. This is the brush I like to use when I apply my primer to the eyes. Sometimes I use like a beauty blender, but this is usually what I use. So now I'm just going to be setting my eye primer, and I'm using a Morphe M208 brush just to set it, and this is just my translucent powder that I use. So now we're going to be moving on to the actual shades of the colors, to the actual eyeshadows. So what I like to do on a smoky eye, this eye is watering so much. So what I like to do when I do a smoky eye, I like to go from dark, which is black, and then kind of like a grayish black, and then like a whiter creamy shade. So that's what I like to do. If you guys want like the actual just black and white, you can do that, but I like to go like from dark to lightest. So first of all, I'm going to be doing the inner corner right here, which is going to be a light shade. I'm going to be using that same brush, the Morphe M208, and I'm going to be applying from the Kat Von D shade in Light Eye. I'm going to be applying this shade right here, which is right next to the black one, and it's kind of like a white creamy shade. It's not really white, but it is kind of like a creamy whitish. So I'm going to be applying that on the inner corner of my eye. Okay, so now for my transition shade, I'm going to just be using this shade right here from the Shade in Light, which is kind of like a grayish brown color. I really don't want anything too intense because I am going to be blending away the darker shade that I'm going to put on the outer. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush, and this is a Morphe R37 brush. It's just like a real tapered fluffy brush. And I'm going to be applying that on my crease as a transition shade. Okay, so next what I like to do is I like to go in with the darker shade, which is on the outer V, and I'm going to be using from that same palette, I'm going to be using this dark shade right here, which is a black one. And I'm going to be using a small fluffy brush. This is a Morphe E18 brush. You want something small because you don't want it to go like all over the place. So I'm going to be using that shade and just apply it on the outer V. And kind of like making kind of like a V like this. Kind of like where you want your crease to end. So it's somewhere around right here. And then just apply that on the outer V. Try not to go way too much to the center because we are going to be applying another shade there. So you can just build up the color as much as you want. So I like to go first like this, and then if I want it darker, I'll just go back and add a little bit more. Okay, so now that I have my black here, I'm going to be coming back to this palette later on. I'm going to be using a gray shade, and I'm going to be using from the Morphe Single Shadows, and this is in the shade Velveteen, which is this grayish shade right here. And I'm going to be applying that on the center of my lid. And I'm just going to be using a shader brush, and this is a Morphe M167 brush right here. So I'm going to be applying this right here and then just kind of like stamping it in right here. We are going to be blending all this right now, so don't worry about that. So then I'm taking that crease brush that I used for my crease, and I'm just going to be taking the crease shade that I use, which is from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and it was this one right here. And I'm just going to be blending all this right here, which is the crease area. So I'm going to be going back with the dark shade, with the black shade, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit more here just to deepen up the shade, and kind of going over here like past to the gray so I can blend these two together. And you just kind of want to like tap it. And then I'm taking the lighter shade, which I used in the inner corner, and just go back to it. And then just blend everything with that fluffy brush that we used on the crease. So now I'm going to be removing these right here. So now I'm going to be moving on to my foundation. And for foundation, I'm going to be using Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. And this is in the shade Warm Beige. So I'm going to be applying that with this new Maybelline sponge that I got, as you guys saw at my Ulta haul. So I'm going to be trying this out. So the actual sponge feels very similar to the Beauty Blender. Actually, it's not stiff. It bounces real good. I've used like kind of like the Morphe one that I used. That one's a little bit stiffer. This one feels exactly like the Beauty Blender. I really like it, so I think I am going to be purchasing more of these so I can have. So now for my concealer, as you all know, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape and the shade Light Medium Honey. And I'm going to be using this flat side right here for my under eye. See how it goes. So now I'm going to be baking my under eyes with the translucent powder that I use. And while that is baking, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows and applying eyelashes off camera, and I'll be right back. So now we're going to be moving on to our bronzer, and I came back to the e.l.f. bronzer because I felt like the other one that I was using was a little bit too orangey. So I'm going to be using this e.l.f. bronzer, and this is in the shade Worm. And I'm just using my Morphe M527 brush for this. So I'm just going to be warming up my face. And I'm going to be contouring my face with the Anastasia contour kit, and I'm using this middle shade right here, and I'm using my NARS Ita brush. And then for my nose contour, I'm using a Morphe G17 brush. Okay, so now moving on to my under eye, I'm going to be going back to the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and basically I'm going to copy everything I did to the top to the bottom. So I'm going to be just using a pencil brush, and this is a Morphe M431. So I'm going to start with the lighter shade first, so my brush won't get dirty and then it's gonna get all mixed up. So I'm going to start with the lighter shade that we used, which is this one right here. And then I'm going to use the gray one, like the darkish gray one that we used, which was this right here on the center. And then the black one. And then just to blend everything together, I'm going to be using that shade that I used for my crease, which was this one right here. So now for my eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Sephora Khol liner in the shade Cocoa. And since this eyeliner is a little bit like a brown shade, it's going to give it a little bit of a pop to it. It's not going to look all black. You probably can't see it in the camera as well, but in person you can see a little bit of like a pop to it. And for my bottom mascara, I'm going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. So we are done with our eyes. Now going back to my face. For blush, I'm going to be using this Tarte blush in the shade Party. I know I always wear this, but this is one of my favorite shades because it goes with anything. So I'm just going to be applying that on the apples of my cheeks and then bring it back. You don't want to apply a lot of blush with this look because since the eyes, it's already like bam in your face. You don't really want to do a lot of blush on it because it's gonna look too crazy. But if you like it, it's okay. You do you and you do it, but I'm just like letting you know. So now for my highlighter, I think I'm going to be trying out the Maybelline Master Chrome, and this is in the Molten Rose Gold. I don't know how Rose Gold is going to look with this look, but we'll try. If we don't like it, we'll just apply something else on top. So I'm just using a Morphe M510. And let me see how it looks. Oh, it actually looks nice. It doesn't look that rose gold to me. It looks like I mean, it definitely has some pink to it, but it's a nice shade actually. I like it. And some here and the Cupid's bow. And then I'm just using a Morphe M508 so I can apply some of this highlighter to my brow bone, which is right here. And on the inner corner of my eye. So now I'm going to be setting my whole face with the Badescu, and this is the Aloe Cucumber and Green Tea. This is actually one of my favorite scents to it. So I'm just going to be setting my face with this. For my lipstick, I'm going to be using the shade Uno Mas by Colourpop, and this is one of their luxe lipsticks, and it looks like this. I love these lipsticks. They're so buttery, and then during the day I feel like they dry kind of like matte, so it doesn't like run off or anything as easy as the other lipstick. So I really like these lipsticks. And so this is the final result. I really like this look if you're gonna go out or something. So I'm not going out anywhere. I just wanted to do it so you guys can see how I do my smoky eye. So yeah, this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye.